Hey everyone, it's Nancy, and today I have my summer TBR. So there are definitely a few books that I want to read or at least try to get to before the summer ends, and I have quite a few. So I definitely know I'm not going to get to all of them, but these are the main books that I'll be looking at when I finish a book and I'm looking for a new one. So I'll mostly be looking at this little pile of books. You can't see, but it's like right here. So these books are mostly ones that I've been wanting to start, that have been on my shelves for so long, or series that I just always wanted to start but haven't. Let's just get into the books. So the first one is actually The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. So this is the first book in the Raven cycle. There's 4 books, I believe, yes. And I've been wanting to start this for so long, ever since I first heard of it on BookTube. I remember I intended to read it right when I got it in the mail when I ordered it, and I just somehow didn't pick it up. That's gonna be the case for most of these books. I actually started reading this one. I'm like right there. That's like 60 pages in, but I am excited to continue reading this book. I'm liking it so far, and hopefully I like it enough to keep reading the series. Then the next book is actually a classic, and that is The Divine Comedy by Dante, or Dante's Inferno. This has all of the books. I know there's like a few of them. I think it's Inferno, Purgatory, and I don't know, but it's the complete us. So I've been wanting to read this for so long. I don't know why this book has always interested me. I was always looking for one that had all of them because I didn't want to buy the individual books, and I got this one I think last year at a used bookstore for like $5. This is making me want to pick it up like today actually. And the next book is Love in the Time of Cholera by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and I've actually read an excerpt of this in high school because I took Spanish Lit and I actually read it in Spanish, and I really liked it. I don't really remember much about it, but I actually bought this book at the thrift store a while ago, and I saw it and I was like, oh, I might as well get it and read it. And this is actually in English, and so even though I do know how to read in Spanish, it takes me a little longer to read Spanish literature than it takes me to read English literature. So hopefully I can read this one. I feel like I need to be in a certain mood to want to pick this up, because Gabriel Garcia Marquez's like writing style is great, but it's a little different to what I'm used to, and so I feel like in order to, you know, get more into it, I have to kind of be like really ready and excited. Does anyone understand? Like, there's certain books that you kind of need to just be in the mood to read. And then the next series that I want to start is actually Mr. Mercedes, or I don't know if that's what the series is called right now. It's like a trilogy, but this is the first book, and it's by Stephen King, as you can see. I actually started reading it a while ago, but I just never continued. Again, Stephen King's writing is, I love it, but it's just a little different than your regular like YA or your regular like fantasy, so you kind of have to like be really focused and concentrated to like understand and get fully involved in the books. From what I know, this book is about a man who drives a Mercedes and actually runs people over and kills them, and I think someone's trying to investigate. That is the extent of my knowledge on this book. So it looks so pretty. I mean, besides there's dripping blood, but it's a really pretty book. And then the next series that I'm actually like I feel like will be the next book I pick up, and it's The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I think I'm saying it right. And I actually recently hauled these in my first reading vlog, so if you want to go see that, do that. I've been wanting to read the Lord of the Rings like series for a while. Never watched the movies. For the same reason I haven't watched most of the Harry Potter movies, is because I want to read the books, and I feel like if I watch the movies I won't be as like excited to read the books because I already know what will happen. And I'm gonna start with The Hobbit, of course, because this is technically the first book. Been waiting to read this for a few years because I wanted to have all the books in the same edition, same everything. I finally got them, and I'm ready to read these. I'm gonna do the same thing I've been doing with Harry Potter, is read a book and then watch the movie. I just like doing that because it kind of just brings all the characters, you know, live. And then speaking of Harry Potter, so I've been reading Harry Potter for the first time ever as an adult. I never read them as a kid, except the first one. I read it for school, but that was like 4th grade, and that was a while ago. I've been a little slow on it. I started like last year? I think I started last year or 2 years ago. I'm not sure, but I've been a little slow on it because I haven't been doing it continuously. But the next book is actually book 4, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. So I actually own all the hardcovers. I don't know if you can see. And I actually bought them all used at thrift stores. It took me a whole summer to do it, but I finally got all of them. But I also have the soft covers. I prefer reading paperbacks instead of hardcovers. I don't know why. I think they're just more comfortable for me to read and they're not as heavy. But yeah, I've been reading these. I actually left it in my apartment at school, so I'm gonna have to read this massive book in the hardcover form, which is completely fine. I hope to continue reading the series, and I'm actually really excited. I kind of forgot how excited I was about Harry Potter because I finished The Prisoner of Azkaban last summer, so yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. And then the last book is actually a reread. So I read this book like a few years ago, maybe 2015, and it's Gone Girl by Gillian, I still don't know. And I read this after I watched the movie actually because I absolutely loved the movie. I love those kinds of movies like with crazy people. I don't want to say crazy people, but I just said crazy people. I don't know. But with like those kind of characters where you're just like, oh my god, they're crazy. Yeah. So I read it. I remember I checked it out of the library because it was before I was like into reading again and like into booktube. And I read it and I absolutely loved it. And since then, I've just been saying that's my favorite book because I just remember loving it. But after getting back into reading again for a few years and like reading a bunch of other books, I want to see if it still stands true and if I still believe this is my favorite book, or at least one of my favorite books, because to this day I still love the movie. I watch it all the time. My favorite thing to do is find someone who hasn't watched it. Of course I know them. I'm not gonna pick like a stranger off the street, but my favorite thing to do is like find out which of my friends or family members haven't watched it yet and like make them watch it, and I watch it with them and just like watch their reaction to like the story unfold. I don't really reread books. I don't know why, I've just never been a rereader, but I'm very excited to pick this one up again. So that is my summer TBR. Like I said, I might not get to all of them, but at least I started one of them. But I'm hoping to get to as many of them as I can, or at least start off a few of these series to kind of see if I want to continue or not. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.